Are you ready for this, media?
Are you ready for this, media? Donald Trump has saved 258 million lives. We talk about the cult a lot. I talk about the cult a lot. It's not a euphemism. It's not just poking fun. Donald Trump's movement it just matches all the hallmarks of a cult. It maps right on to cult behavior and cult hierarchy. It's a dangerous and bizarre thing. And the cabinet of Donald Trump, I'm going to play this. Anderson Cooper played this clip last night on his show, kind of a mashup that CNN put together of the most weird moments from the cabinet. It's pretty brief. And I want to play it, but maybe we should just play it. I wanted to make a metaphor about if you had a boss and every time you had a meeting with that boss, you had to just kiss his ass and tell him how wonderful and smart and how lucky you are to have the job you have, you wouldn't want that job. That's weird. That's very bizarre. And when your boss is the president of the United States of America, who has declared himself that he wants to be a dictator on day one, it makes it extra gross, extra anti-democratic. Anyway, watch Anderson Cooper break this down, then we'll talk about this clip on the other side.
Next, the president and his devoted cabinet, very, very devoted. Every cabinet member now, they seem to go out of their way to praise the president to his face. Is this normal? We played you some of the president's cabinet meeting at the top of the broadcast tonight. What we didn't show you was the fawning praise that just about every cabinet secretary makes sure to give President Trump. Here's a small sampling.
He's actually doing the things that he promised that he would do. And Mr. President, it's been an honor to be part of it for the past 100 days.
Mr. President, the last 4 years, the world experienced a total lack of zero leadership under Biden. And then we've had 100 days of your leadership with respect, with strength.
President, your first 100 days has far exceeded that of any other presidency in this country, ever. Ever. Never seen anything like it. Thank you.
President Trump, in your first term when I had a chance to work with you as governor, you were courageous. The thing that's empowering this amazing group of people around this table, and you've probably assembled the greatest cabinet ever, is that this time you're not just courageous, you're actually fearless.
And it went on from there. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I do want to point out that this is not the first time we have seen and heard this from Mr. Trump's cabinet. It happened the last time they met in front of cameras as well.
And the honor and respect we have for each other is a reflection of you and your leadership.
You were overwhelmingly elected by the biggest majority.
At the Trump EPA, we're going to make you proud.
President, thank you for your leadership at the border.
We are going to revitalize and make shipbuilding and maritime great again, all just this week under your leadership, Mr. President.
So it's worth pointing out that this is not the norm in prior administrations, Republican and Democratic alike.
Not normal. Not good, not useful. There's no utility in that. That is not leadership. That is weakness and insecurity fueling the policy objectives of the United States of America. We have a mental weakling as president of the United States. We have an egotistical maniac who is driven by the fact that, like I said yesterday, and I've said it before, he was either hugged too much or not enough as a kid, and he carries that with him as a nearly 80-year-old man. Dangerous. There was one other moment, though, I want to talk about, and that's Pam Bondi. And she made this ridiculous claim that because of the fentanyl that they claim has been seized, that Donald Trump himself single-handedly saved over nearly 300 million lives. There's like 350 million people in the country. Apparently, Donald Trump saved the lives of like 85-90% of them. Your life was saved by Donald Trump because you might have looked at fentanyl somewhere or heard about it on the news and then had an overdose. Watch this, another bizarre cult member moment. And while she's saying it, watch J.D. Vance just behind her as he looks into the middle distance trying to calculate just how ridiculous that number is when she says it. Watch this.
3,400 kilos of fentanyl since you've been your last 100 days, which saved, are you ready for this, media? 258 million lives. Kids are dying every day because they're taking this junk laced with something else. They don't know what they're taking. They think they're buying a Tylenol or an Adderall and a Xanax, and it's laced with fentanyl, and they're dropping dead, and no longer because of you, what you've done.
Are you ready for this, media? Donald Trump has saved 258 million lives. I mean, listen, it's not super funny because of the fact that Donald Trump has actually killed children with cancer, children with AIDS, children who are starving to death by absolutely decimating USAID. The good and decent work that the United States was doing in saving lives, in soft diplomacy, as it's referred to. So Donald Trump has not saved 258 million lives. In fact, there will be millions of lives lost based on Donald Trump's destruction of our soft diplomacy arm of USAID. That is a fact. So the cult can claim he's saving tens and hundreds of millions of people's lives. That's just cult talk. Anyway, what do you think? I would appreciate your opinion on this. You can click below in the comment section and leave a comment about what your thoughts are. That does two things. One, it communicates in this community. It also triggers YouTube that this is a video worth watching, and then they distribute it out to see if other people would like to watch it too. That would be great. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Some hanky stuff is going on with subscriptions and how many subscribers I'm losing and not getting. It's a nightmare. So if I bring you value, do me a favor, subscribe. And even if you hate it, just subscribe. What are you going to do? It's fine. Anyway, I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. Many of you are aware that my dear friend and brother of choice, not of blood, Brett McAfee, suffered a near-fatal medical emergency last summer while our families were on vacation in Scotland. I appreciate to no end the outpouring of support for Brett that you all gave. And I'm also very happy to report that he is safe and healing and working that long path of recovery. What I've probably not told you about Brett is that beyond being an excellent friend, he's also a talented writer. We have been the best of friends since we were kids, and I have been continually inspired by his creativity and by the truly singular take that he has on life. Over 2 decades ago, he wrote a poem called The Grateful Child. It's an acknowledgement of all the simple strengths that we tend to overlook. Written from the perspective of a young person, multiple grateful children express gratitude to their parents for the elements that make them who they are. The accounting of these everyday gifts inspires a clear reminder that we should not take anything for granted. I've shared Brett's remarkable poem with numerous people over the years, and a reoccurring response is that this should be a book. Well, we finally decided to listen to those people. The Grateful Child is not only a children's book for adults in your life, it's also an adult's book for children in your life. Everyone will appreciate its straightforward yet elegant celebration of life's little endowments. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code and order your copy or copies today. But this being an illustrated book, we could not survive on the words alone. To pair with Brett's touching words, we searched all over for an illustrator who could bring the Grateful Child to visual life. We landed on somebody right here in the community from this show. Leah Farshid is an internationally acclaimed illustrator who, like you, is also an audience member. The moment we saw the first images that Leah drew to accompany Brett's text, we knew we had a perfect combination. It brings me tremendous joy to share my best friend's beautiful poem and Leah's spectacular images with the world. Everyone can benefit from The Grateful Child, just as I benefit from Brett's lifelong friendship. Share this beautiful book with your children. Share it with your parents or other relatives. The Grateful Child is an easy and exceptional way to show appreciation for someone in your life, young or old. Support someone you love and support this channel by giving the Grateful Child. Click the link below to pre-order now or simply scan this QR code. I am pretty sure your children need a copy. And your mom, your nieces and your nephews, your Grandpa Charlie too. Don't forget Grandpa Charlie. I think he'd love this. Make the Grateful Child a part of your life. It has been such an excellent part of mine.